Their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820. Or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of the John Deere 1025R compact tractor.
Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
And he lives up to the name as he to make
the earth take the shape that I wanted to take.
And the Allens fire up their John Deere 3032E compact tractor to
grow about 9 acres of flowers.
Because the beauty of having land is deciding how to make it yours. There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 48 degrees at 9:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Midland Street in Bay City will close for on-street dining, and Lynn Street will reopen. Business owners at this week's City Commission meetings. Commissioners discussed the possibility of bringing back seasonal closures, including Midland Street between Henry and Lynn, after the city engineer's office proposed a closure from Memorial Day to Labor Day. The proposal says the Midland Street Business District includes several restaurants and retail sites that benefit from outdoor seating, availability, and display, with only one resale shop declining the option. Mayor Kathleen Newsham says the closure allows the businesses to safely provide community events as COVID numbers remain an issue, just like other districts closing their roads to continue service.
You know, you get that gut feeling and you know it's the right thing to do. That's the feeling I've been having. I've always supported Midland Street. We of the entire community. We can't do any good if we're doing just two districts. We have to do all three of them.
The area has benefited from local concerts and public events that use the closed road. While voting to close Midland Street, commissioners also approved measures to rescind an order that closed Lynn Street as this year's alternative. As a warmer weather slowly creeps into the area, Bay City will be seeing a multi-year gas line replacement project kick off. Here's WSGW's Rick Antonio.
City commissioners heard from Consumers Energy officials who say the natural gas line replacement will focus on replacing lines that have been in service since the 1940s with easier-to-service PVC piping. Project manager Tom Adamowski says work will also be done to remove stations, since most of the affected area on Bay City's east side is either residential or a downtown non-manufacturing site, both of which will see increased pressure and capacity as a result of the new system.
It's going to increase capacity for future growth. We're increasing the pressure with our new system. That's going to eliminate what we call freeze-ups. Areas in the wintertime here, the actual gas lines get infiltrated with water and they freeze, and their customers don't have gas.
Phase 1 and 2 will kick off this summer on the south end, south of Cass Avenue, continuing up the riverfront to the area around Fremont Avenue. The next several phases are expected to return annually through 2030, spanning the rest of the area to Woodside Avenue and North Trumbull. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5.
WSGW News Time 9:07.
Your home is your safe haven, and energy-efficient window treatments can make it feel even more comfortable throughout the year. Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth, and we are celebrating 60 years in business. Save big with rebates on qualifying purchases of energy-efficient shades from Hunter Douglas that help keep your home cool in the summer and warm during the winter, all while helping you save on energy consumption during the Hunter Douglas Energy Smart Style Savings Event. Vignette Modern Roman shades offer contemporary glamour with luxurious fabrics, while Sonnet Cellular Roller shades beautifully diffuse light to create a soft glow. Duet Honeycomb shades are the industry's leading energy-efficient window treatments. They feature a special cellular design that traps air to keep your home insulated from outdoor temperatures. Hunter Douglas window treatments can help you save on energy costs in every season. Don't wait to shop the Hunter Douglas Energy Smart Style Savings Event now through June 20th. Warden Interiors, celebrating 60 years. We'll help you bring it all together.
Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Many people in Michigan are heading to the polls today as several communities are holding elections. Up for a vote are municipal offices, local millages, and 4 state House races to fill partial terms for vacant seats. The special House elections include the 15th District in Wayne County, 36th District in Macomb County, 43rd in Oakland County, and 74th in Kent County. Those elected at the May election will be in office until December 31st this year. State House primary elections will be held in August and a general election held in November to select State House lawmakers to serve 2-year terms in new districts drawn by an independent redistricting commission. There's excitement up north as the historic sites of Mackinac State Historic Parks open for the 2022 season beginning today through Friday. Dominic Miller, Chief of Marketing for Mackinac State Historic Parks, has a look at what starts opening up.
So we're excited to get Fort Mackinac, the Biddle House, the Benjamin, Richard and Jean Manoogian Mackinac Art Museum opened up on Wednesday over in Mackinac City. We opened up Colonial Michilimackinac. On Thursday, we open up Old Mackinac Point Lighthouse. And then finally on Friday, Historic Mill Creek Discovery Park in Mackinac City opens up.
Miller says as we continue to get back to pre-pandemic life, they look forward to offering the variety of experiences guests have come to expect, along with debuting some new programs and exhibits. WSGW News Time 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Mostly cloudy for today, rain in the area. Storms also possible during the afternoon. Highs will top out near 52 degrees. Winds east northeasterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, showers still possible. Then clearing. Lows drop to 41. Winds north 5 to 15. Higher gusts remain possible. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Highs warm into the middle to upper 50s. And then Wednesday night, cleared to partly cloudy and lows fall back to 36. This is meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Right now it's 48.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Wow. Shocking reveal yesterday, late in the day. A leaked Supreme Court draft decision on Roe v. Wade. We'll talk about that this hour. We'll have open phones this hour to talk about that potential decision and the court's history and leaks. 10 o'clock this morning, we will talk about Give Local in Midland, Bay, and Isabella counties with some guests. And coming up at 11 o'clock on Focus, we're going to talk to Paul Glantz. He has Emagine Theaters, and we're going to find out what's happening with that chain. All ahead this morning, but as I said, this hour, the topic will be Roe v. Wade decision in the Supreme Court, what it may be. And I say may be because remember, this is a leaked draft. It is not guaranteed that someone won't change their mind in the court by the time it is released. But it is stunning. But at the same time, not surprising that it appears this document drafted by Justice Alito indicates that the court is about to overturn Roe v. Wade and send it back to the states for each and every state to decide for themselves the question of abortion. Well, that'd be pretty easy to look at a map and decide. Look at the blue states that are always blue, and you know they are going to allow abortions. And look at the red states that are always red, and they will deny abortions or greatly restrict them. And the states in between, who knows? Who knows what will happen? The real surprise here, not so much the potential decision, because I think a lot of people were actually anticipating this given the makeup of the court. And by the way, this writing of Judge Alito, or Justice Alito, it would indicate that it's a 5-4 decision or a 5-3 decision with Justice Roberts, Chief Justice Roberts, on the fence. But if it is indeed that kind of margin, it really doesn't matter then what the Chief Justice does, because he either sides with the majority or he sides with the minority, but either way, he doesn't change the vote. The interesting thing about this is, in the history of the court, there have been relatively few, very, very few, what could be called leaks, and never an actual draft writing of a decision. And one of the last times that we got an inkling inside the court before a decision was released happened to be in 1972, when, guess what? Roe v. Wade was under consideration. And it was the, I want to say the Washington Post detailed what was happening inside the court, how they were struggling with the decision and wrangling with each other. One of the last times that we got an inkling inside a court decision. So what does all this mean to the law and to politics? And I should tell you my views on the abortion issue, so you understand where I come from. I don't hide these things, because obviously I'm going to be offering opinions, so you need to know how I think about things. I am against abortion as a means of birth control. I do believe rape, incest, the life of the mother are considerations that should be brought into play if an abortion is to be done. But just to have an abortion as a means of contraceptive, I do not agree with that at all. But again, my exceptions: life of the mother, rape, incest. So that's my position. It is my personal position. Now let's take a look at what happens if this leaked document from Justice Alito is indeed the final verdict. What happens? Well, what happens is the states become the arbiters of abortion. Each and every state will make its own determination as to allow, not allow, restrict, unrestrict abortions. And what will happen is women seeking abortions will be traveling a lot more. But it is also estimated that a reversal of Roe v. Wade will drastically reduce the number of abortions to be seen. Now let's talk about the politics for a moment. Pro-choice, pro-life has been a forefront debated issue since Roe v. Wade. So what, 50 years? And it does influence how certain people vote. It is one of those issues that is what I call a single issue voter issue. That is, there are voters who only vote based on a candidate's view of pro-life, pro-choice. It is that emotional an issue. So let us assume for a moment that the Supreme Court sticks to this writing and that the court reverses Roe v. Wade and sends it back to the states. How will this affect politics in the midterm, for example, coming up in November. Now, the Democrats believe it's going to help them. I disagree to this extent. Pro-choice, pro-life has passionate people on both sides. And while I believe this will bring out pro-choice voters without question, it will be countered by pro-life voters coming out. I don't believe it will change the outcome of many elections. Maybe a couple, but I don't believe many. I still believe, and I think history proves me right, that no matter what the issues, when the majority of Americans go to the polls, they vote on their pocketbook. If inflation remains high, shelves remain empty, prices high, goods and services limited, voters will vote their pocketbook. There will be those single issue voters who only vote pro-choice, pro-life. Grant you that. But I think they'll counter each other. Now, again, understand, these are my opinions based on how I see it, how I understand history. It's my personal view. I'm sure you have yours. And for that, the lines are open. 989-752-6111. Paul is in Saginaw, so we'll start there this morning before we take a break. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. I'll talk about your issue first, and then I want to bring up two other.
No, you're only going to talk
issues
about this
after.
issue. We're only talking about this issue this hour.
Okay, well, all right, we'll talk about this issue. I don't believe that the Supreme Court should turn this abortion thing over to the state elected leaders, but to the voters of the states instead.
That's
because
up to each
elected
state.
leaders can,
That's up to each state. Each
Okay,
state
well,
decides
they-
whether the voters should decide or their elected officials decide. The way the
Yeah,
way
'cause
the way I understand the Alito writing indicates that it should be turned back to the people elected by the people of the state.
yeah, that's the elected leaders.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't believe that.
Why
It
not?
should be turned over to the voters of the states. Here's why.
Well, we don't.
elected leaders can tie up any vote in the legislature.
Yeah.
And they can also do things like vetoes and executive orders,
Yep.
which
And
tie up votes.
And we elected them to be there, didn't we?
Right.
We elected them to do our business. Now, if someone comes along, say in Michigan, and wants to start a petition drive to try and change the law, okay, that's fine. The law allows it. The Constitution provides that opportunity. But until that time, the people we've elected to do our business have a responsibility to do our business. You might not always agree with them, but that's their responsibility to do the job.
Well, here's the thing. In the last 40, 50 years, the people of Michigan voted on abortion twice, overwhelmingly no. 3-1 and 2-1 margins. So that should be the final say, period. Now, they can take another vote for the voters now after the Supreme Court. That should be the final say. Not what the elected leaders do, because the elected leaders have lobbyists who pay them off and bribe them off to vote one way or the other.
So you don't believe in our form of
can't trust
government?
those people.
You don't believe in our form of government then?
I don't believe. I trust the voters.
I said, do you believe
more
in our
than I
form
do
of
the
government?
Elected politicians, huh?
So you don't believe in our form of government then? A
I
representative
believe
government?
in democracy in our form of government, but in the
But in
past
the
has
issues that you
shown-
want your way, you don't believe in it.
I'm not saying my way. I say the voters'
Well,
way. Let the voters
all right.
decide. Let the voters
Here's
decide.
here's the thing in Michigan. It's already decided in Michigan. If Roe v. Wade is overturned, it becomes very difficult to get an abortion in Michigan. You realize that because there's a law in the books from pro-Roe v. Wade days.
Right, 1931.
And the governor is trying to eliminate that. She's trying to set the state up differently, but
executive order or veto?
No, she can't do it with an executive order. And she's got a Republican legislature, so she's not going to get her way.
Well, they're always looking for ways to
so what?
Circumvent the voters.
Yeah, they do, but
and do what they want, not what the voters want.
Which voters?
You know that as well as I do.
Which voters? Your side or the other side?
The voters of Michigan, all the voters of Michigan.
Yeah, all right. See, when you say the voters of Michigan, a lot of times we say that, but we only mean the way we view it. There are two kinds of voters in Michigan, the kinds that agree with you and the kinds that disagree with you. And they all have a say.
Well, as you know, majority rules. That's who makes the rules, the majority.
Yeah, but not in every issue that comes before us. That's why we have representative government.
Well,
you can't pick and choose which issue you want to be represented by. If you have a disagreement with the legislature, then you start a petition drive.
All right, I'll give you an example.
No, real quick, because I got to take a break.
All right. When President George W. Bush was in there, he appointed John Roberts to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, so?
Says, oh, this is a conservative guy.
So?
Well, guess what? This turned out to be a conservative guy.
No, it turned out to be a swing vote. But then again, the courts always had swing votes.
So you can't always trust our elected leaders to appoint somebody that's going to do your work that you want done. So,
well, wait a minute. Are you the only one that has a say?
Oh,
if a Democratic president appoints somebody who doesn't agree with you, still quite legal, isn't it? Quite constitutional.
Yeah, it's quite.
All right. Well, there you go.
That's why
That's why you win some, you lose some.
I'm against giving these local politicians 4-year terms. Yeah. Everybody should be 2-year term like it used to be in the 50s and 60s.
All right.
Everybody
all right, Paul, I got to run.
You can vote them out.
All right, Paul.
All right.
We'll talk again. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Take a break. Be back. We'll get to more calls when we return.
Quality products at very competitive prices. That's the way we've done it at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center. Hi, I'm Matt Bouvet. When you plant with us, you get the best plants, expert advice, and affordable price. That's why your mom and dad, or even grandparents, started their spring with a visit to see us. Prices? We always have weekly specials on annuals, perennials, garden plants, decorative pots filled with the best in plants, as well as nursery stock. Shop around, and you'll see our selection to fit needs and your budget. Look for weekly specials at ableygreenhouse.com. Like us on Facebook and Twitter, too. It's that easy. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Plan to plant with us this spring at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center on Wadsworth, near the freeway, Saginaw. See us today.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is all about
building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you stack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report. Interest rates on Treasuries topped 3% this morning, rising ahead of the Fed's meeting today and tomorrow. The Fed is expected to raise interest rates by 0.5 percentage point. Pfizer reported an upbeat quarter, though Wall Street was expecting more from its forecast for the business, and Pfizer shares have been losing ground. Chemical lockdowns in China will impact its production. DuPont shares are lower. Shares of beauty giant Estee Lauder are also losing ground after it lowered its expectations for the year. But BP shares are higher. The oil producer took a hit of $25.5 billion because it ended its Russia business, though after taking out the loss, it still made an underlying profit of more than $6 billion in the recent quarter. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Run, walk. The Tower's 5K Run and Walk in New York City retraces FDNY firefighter Stephen Siller's final footsteps on 9/11. That single event has inspired more than 70 runs, walks, and climbs in different cities across the nation each year. Register for an event in your area or volunteer to start one. Do good and never forget by donating $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want. Listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
The CFOs that get it, get it. The CFOs that don't. Behold the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer. This isn't some bean counter. Today's CFO is critical to the strategy, growth, and profitability of the business. But in growing companies, there are two kinds of CFOs. One who's struggling to keep up with spreadsheets everywhere, manual processes, errors, and lack of visibility into the numbers. It takes weeks to close the books. And one who's on top of their game. Automated reports, inventory, e-commerce, and HR flow into the financial model seamlessly. Insights coming with the click of a button. This CFO uses NetSuite by Oracle with visibility and control. HR planning and budgeting. NetSuite is everything you need to grow all in one place. That's why NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system used by over 29,000 growing businesses. Like I said, the CFOs that get it, get it. The CFOs that don't. Head to netsuite.com/radar for a special one-of-a-kind financing offer. netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
Fly ball left field, fairly deep. Going back, Taylor looking up, and it's gone, a home run. #1 for Miguel Cabrera.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, welcome back here on the Art Lewis Show, and we're talking about the leak of the Supreme Court draft by Justice Alito, which appears to indicate the court will overturn Roe v. Wade. And Russ is in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Well, we got a bunch of Democrat Congress people, including Bernie Sanders, out there saying, codify Roe now. Well, guess what? They don't have the votes. Mm-hmm. And for the last 50 years, they have had the votes. Most recently, in the first 2 years of Barack Obama's presidency, by Roe. But the fact is, there wasn't one Democrat congressperson willing to risk their seat to make it legal legislatively.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, Russ, even if they do that, the court can overturn it.
But they never even tried because they know they would have lost their seat to do it.
They don't have the votes.
And, it is what it is. The people do not, nationally, the people do not support abortion.
I'd question that.
Well, if we did, it's been made law through legislation.
Well, it has been in many states.
I know I'm talking nationally.
Well,
if nationally,
it still could be overturned.
The national legislature would have voted it in.
Yeah, but it still could have been overturned by the court.
It could have been, but it would have still been voted in.
Yeah, well.
But the legislators know they can't win re-election by voting in favor of abortion.
That depends where they are.
That's why they never have.
That depends where they are. Come on, Russ.
I'm talking nationally. I'm not talking state.
All right, so tell me, who's a national candidate?
anyone that sits in the U.S.
No, they're not.
The U.S. Senate.
No, they're not. Did Ohio vote on your congressman?
They still vote at the national level.
But they're not national figures. Only the president and the vice president are voted nationally. Everybody else is local. Politics is local.
Well,
you send them to Washington to vote on national issues, but they don't represent other states. They represent you.
Right. But at the national level, though, there's not enough. I mean, we'll see what happens. Because right now it looks like it's going to be 26-24 as far as states being pro-abortion or pro-life. We'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Michigan's one right now. It's going to be illegal to have abortions pretty much in Michigan, except for the physical health of the mother.
All right. Good enough.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye now. And let's talk to Al in Midland before we have to take a break. Al, good morning. Al?
Pleasure this.
There you are.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. What a pleasure and listen to the calls today. I have a little different point of view on this. I think this border crossing thing may have a little bit of an influence on this. A lot of the people that are coming in from these underprivileged countries, they have religious views that are against abortion. They want to have, they're a pro-life type philosophy for many of these folks coming from some of these.
Let me tell you why I disagree.
Okay.
We'll start with Nancy Pelosi. What's her religion?
Right.
What's her religion?
Catholic.
And is she pro-choice or pro-life?
She's pro-choice.
So what did her religion have to do with it?
No, it's not the religion. It's the ethnic background of the people that are coming in.
But they're all their ethnic background is based on religion because most of them are Catholic countries, aren't they?
Oh, it's true. But a lot of these people that, like for the Mexicans, for example, they are very family-oriented, family-centered, and they do not like abortion.
Well, that may be true, but they don't have a vote either.
No, but the Democrats want to make them voters.
Oh, I'm sure of that. That I'm sure of.
If they get their way on doing this, it kind of drives a knife in the back of what they're trying to do, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't look like they're going to get their way, does it?
Well, I don't know if they will or not, but any of them that can find a way to legally vote or a roundabout way, or driver's license deal, they've been trying to do this in California for years, so it might just not work to their benefit.
Yeah, I don't think that particular situation is weighing on the minds of the Supreme Court at all.
Oh, probably not. But I think it is one of these things in the background that could come back and bite them.
There's lots of things in the background. I mean, that's for sure, and many of them can bite both sides. So. All right, hey, I got to run out. I got to take a break.
Well, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for calling. Have a good one. Bye-bye now. Back with more after these notes.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar. Natural. Made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
For almost 20 years, Linex has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Linex have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty, no yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Linex is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc 810-695-9000.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $249, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older, 52,
36,
42, you risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor about getting vaccinated.
With Prevnar 20.
Do you know what people see? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-6681.
It is Wong moving in right wing, pass across, score!
I'm Joey Patano, voice of Spirit Hockey on WSGW. On behalf of the Saginaw Spirit, we want to thank our business partners, billet families, season ticket holders, and all fans for supporting Spirit Hockey this season. From the players to the president and managing partner, the entire Spirit organization wishes you a safe summer, and we look forward to seeing you again in the fall. Remember, during the off-season, you can stay up to date online by visiting SaginawSpirit.com.
This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show for this Tuesday morning. And let's go back to our phones. Joe is in Kochville. Joe, good morning to you.
Morning, Arthur. How are you?
We're doing well, thank you.
I just want to say it doesn't, to me, Supreme Court does, because I live my life the best way I can. I follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. That's what matters to me. I believe what other people believe. I don't argue with them. If they believe in abortion, that's their right to believe in it. That's why we live in the greatest country in the world.
Oh, amen to that.
Jesus Christ literally saved my life 36 years ago when I quit drinking. I follow his teachings the best I can. I know what he believes. That's what I believe. What other people believe is their own conscience. They have to answer for that when it's all over, whether they believe or not believe.
Yeah, let me.
It doesn't matter what. That's my belief, Arthur.
Yeah, let me touch on that for a minute, Joe. First of all, I appreciate that, and I know you appreciate the fact that there are many people who have religious beliefs that are the same or maybe a little different than yours, but they are religious beliefs. And I think one of the things we are seeing in this country, and this is aside from this Roe v. Wade discussion, we are seeing a movement away from religious foundation, and that is not, I don't believe that's a good thing.
Well, I belong to the DS Church. We are the fastest growing church in the world.
Which one is that?
So that's what I believe. I believe that our church is the fastest growing church in the world.
Which one was it? I missed the name. What was it?
The Latter-day Saints.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Very good.
This is, he saved my life, Art. 36 years ago is when I quit drinking.
It's wonderful.
And he literally saved my life. And these are my beliefs. I love everybody in this country, and I pray for the people that don't see, don't agree with me. I don't agree. I'm sure I hope they pray for me. But this is what our friendship's built on. Believing in each other, loving each other, going, and let's forget about all the politics and all the other
Couldn't
stuff.
have said it better.
I love you, buddy.
Couldn't have said it better.
I love you, buddy.
You too, Joe.
Take care of yourself.
Thanks.
All
Take
right.
care now. Bye-bye. And that's, listen, I think it was very well expressed. Quick break. We'll come back and we'll get to, let's see, Delmar and John will be next when we return here on the Art Lewis Show.
I'm Sharon Mortenson, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation. On May 3rd, we're asking you to give local. Give Local Midland is a 24-hour giving day, and Midland Area Community Foundation is matching your donations to local nonprofit endowment funds. Help your friends and neighbors in the nonprofit community maximize their power to fundraise as they continue to serve the Midland area. Don't forget to give local on May 3rd at givelocalmidland.org.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated, diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine Pancreatic Insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask.
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Let's plan on having concessions over there.
Mike is remodeling the old family drive-in movie theater.
Go find Gavin. Tell him the sound team is here.
He'll need a new front-of-house cast and behind-the-scenes crew.
Hey, can we talk staffing real quick? I'm thinking at least 6 per shift.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
On the next monthly Van Camp and Robbins show, illegal aliens are getting swimming lessons so they can more easily break into our country.
You're kidding me. Markley, Van Camp and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 7 WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Back to our phones. Delmar is in Saginaw. Delmar, good morning to you.
Art, thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
So the next thing that's going to happen through Republican states is they're going to go after contraception. We've already seen it with the Hobby Lobby case. And there was quite a few articles in the Wall Street Journal, and that was a big issue. So now they can give employers now a chance to back out on providing contraception to their employees. And that's going to happen. We know that's going to happen. But the thing is, when these children are born,
it'll happen in certain places.
Most of the Republican states,
Yeah,
because the states will have to vote on it.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen too when these kids are born? There's going to be more kids born. Are people going to serve them, feed them, make sure they get education? Are people going to want the expense of taking care of more children? What about the moms that mentally can't have children or mentally can't cope with raising a child?
Let me give you another view then. All right. If that's the case, and what you're indicating by your conversation is that it's okay to use abortion as a contraceptive, there's a much better answer. Stay out of bed.
Art, you're not 18 years old or 17
I
years
was.
old. But I seen them come in the emergency room, and it's just amazing in these third world countries how they've been hacked up, infections, hemorrhaging. A prime example is the state of Texas. They've been pushing all these anti-abortion laws. They're 50th in the nation for maternal fatalities. They're 50th in the United States for child hunger. They don't want to pay for these kids that are being born. What are we going to do? Baby wellness, or 50th in baby wellness, and who's going to take care of all these kids then when they have birth defects because they were denied all kinds of medical care because nobody wants to pay for it? What do we do then?
Well, I'm not sure that's
who's going to pay
totally
for this, Art?
Well, who pays for the abortions? Should we pay for abortions?
Right now, the abortions are funded through donations to Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood gets no money now, as you know, from the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
So the women who goes in, but when I was in high school, Art, we had girls in our high school that got pregnant. Okay, this was back in '69. All of a sudden, they disappear for a week. Their parents had the money to send them to Europe. They come back. Girls of color ain't going to be able to do that. Poor blacks and poor states are not going to be able to go to some other country to get an abortion. Who's going to cover the expense of children that are not being taken care of before they're born? Of the moms who's not getting prenatal health care because nobody wants to pay for it.
So that's a reason to have abortions then, because nobody wants to pay for the child. I just don't listen. Let's put it this way, Delmar. I understand.
I'm not against it.
I understand what you're saying.
The Republican Party doesn't want to spend money on somebody else.
I understand what you're saying, but on the fundamental issue, we're going to have to agree to disagree. That's all. That's the bottom line.
Art, this is only the tip of the iceberg of things to come.
Well, we'll find out.
It's going to be contraception.
Well, we'll see.
A lot of things coming down the road.
We'll see.
Well, we already saw it with Hobby Lobby. It's going to come again.
Well, so in some places, you're probably right. In other places, probably not. So time will tell.
Thank you for your opinion.
Hey, Delmar, I always enjoy the conversation. Agree or disagree. I mean, that's what this is all about.
People are not looking at the full scope of what this is going to be all about.
All right. Well, you are welcome to your opinion, as I am of mine. It's what makes the horse race. So we appreciate your call, though. Thanks. Take care. John in Saginaw. John, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Arthur.
Morning.
I see you're fighting the battle very well this morning.
Thank you.
Two things I'd like to say. First of all, I'd like to commend you for giving your opinion over the public airwaves. I agree with you 100%. I think this has been a situation where the fathers of these children have had nothing to do. This court case took place years ago, and now the fathers will have the ability to try and retain their own children rather than just the mother deciding to dispose of the child. I think it should be pointed out that Ms. Rowe, after the decision from the court some years later, repudiated her position.
I remember that.
And so even she doesn't agree with it. And we know that this really is a situation where the court deliberately, but not deliberately, decided to leak some information to try to take some pressure out of the balloon, if it could, by giving a early warning notice to those people. And the most vociferous liberals are the ones who are going to call in and they're going to tell you all the evil things that are going to happen. But the world isn't always the most pleasant for everyone, and the conservative people are usually very silent, don't say anything.
Yeah, that's silence.
They may agree with you, but most of them, they about it.
I'll disagree on this point, John. The silence of the conservatives was broken in 1988 with Rush Limbaugh. They found a voice.
Rush is gone now.
Well,
so,
but there are others. They found a voice, and they used the platform. Yeah. However, having said that, I would tell you the result I would like to see, assuming, and this is the assumption now, that this is the decision of the court. We don't know that. This is supposed to be a draft, and history has shown us that justices can change their minds. But assuming for a moment that Roe v. Wade is overturned, that the precedent is discarded, maybe it's time we try holding these fathers and mothers accountable.
Well, we can try. You know, we have the blood tests and so on where we can identify people now. But you know, even in the Dred Scott decision, the Supreme Court decided that slavery was okay. Then they decided slavery wasn't okay, and we had big tussle over the situation. And so decisions can change with time and with the makeup of the court politically. And
all right, well, John, we will keep a watch, to say the least.
But I want to commend you, Arthur.
I appreciate it.
I think it's great what you had to say.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Last caller is going to be Kevin in Saginaw. We got about a minute and a half. Kevin, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for taking my call. And I agree with your idea on the agree to disagree. I think the country needs a lot more of that and compromise and getting together. And I'm a Democrat, but I do think the idea that we're in this law, just for the moral side of it. But I think it's not mentioned too much that the conservative end of the Republican Party actually voted this Roe versus Wade in back in 1973. And that's never mentioned too much.
Yeah, well, but parties have changed, because you look back, there are those who will tell you that John F. Kennedy, if he were alive today, would probably be a conservative. Politics have changed. There's no way.
And I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you. And there were a couple that did was a 5-2 vote, and a couple
sure.
Democrat and Republican.
Yeah, Kevin, I got to interrupt. I got to interrupt because I'm out of time. Let's talk again. We'll do more of this week. All right. Look forward to it, and we'll be back to close out this hour of the Art Lewis Show after these notes.
Unlock your best lawn yet with innovative zero-turn mowers, lawn tractors, walk-behind mowers, and more at Woolfile's Ace Hardware, your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer. Like the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, zero-turn mowers that are engineered to give you the ultimate all-around mowing experience by delivering next-level comfort and premium cut quality, as well as superior speed and control. And only Woolfile's, your local dealer, can offer this level of strength and genuine parts, accessories, and trained service technicians to keep your equipment running strong. From barbecues to backyard batting practice, you'll love to lawn for years to come with the Cub Cadet residential mowers. For expert advice, superior service, and exceptional offers, visit Woolfile's Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, where customer service still exists. Open 7 days.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
Hi, I'm Diane Fong of the Bay Area Community, inviting you to support the work of Bay and Aranac nonprofits on Tuesday, May 3rd through Give Local Bay. Brought to you by Lyona Local 1098, Give Local Bay is a 24-hour online fundraiser to benefit nonprofits working every day to ensure our people are cared for and our community is vibrant. Make a gift on May 3rd and we will match it $1. Show nonprofits you care by donating today at givelocalbay.org.
Inflation in Michigan and the Midwest, highest in the nation. Annette Glenn is running for state senate to fight for new jobs, energy independence, to cut fuel costs, cut taxes and drug costs. Annette Glenn, fighting for us. Paid for by Annette.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we only need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
All right, that'll do it for this hour of the Art Lewis Show. Thank you for participating and listening. This topic isn't going to go away. As a matter of fact, it'll probably headline the news all over the place for quite some time now, and we will talk more about it. Next hour, we're going to talk about giving locally in Bay, Midland, and Isabella counties with some folks from various organizations involved. All of that coming up after the news, and then time permitting, we'll have some more open phones just ahead.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The president has just weighed in after a leaked report published in Politico suggesting the Supreme Court may be poised to overturn Roe v. Wade this summer.
I'm Stephen Portnoy. In a statement, President Biden notes the leaked opinion may not be genuine or reflect the ultimate outcome. But he says if it all levels of government should act to protect abortion rights, and voters in November should choose candidates who would protect them. Mr. Biden has previously called on Congress to codify the right to abortion in federal law. Getting that bill through the Senate would require an end to the filibuster, and such a law could be repealed if power changes hands.
Correspondent Jan Crawford is at the Supreme Court.
Drafts of opinions can change as they go through the drafting process. That's not uncommon, and justices have in the past changed their votes before a final decision is released. That may be unlikely in this case.
Jeff Rosen is president of the National Constitution Center.
The court takes its secrecy incredibly. The justices will investigate this leak vigorously and try to find out who the leaker was.
Republicans are casting ballots in Ohio's Senate primary today. The outcome could be a gauge of former President Trump's hold on the GOP. Correspondent Robert Costa is in Columbus.
Trump's pick, J.D. Vance, is the front runner, but the field is the race is considered a toss-up.
A UN humanitarian official says most of the 101 people rescued from a steel factory in southeastern Ukraine have now arrived in Ukrainian-held Zaporizhia. The WHO's Dr. Dorit Nitsan.
We are ready to see the pregnant women, children, malnutrition, and the health system is well prepared.
Others remain stranded inside that plant in Mariupol, and city officials report Russian forces have begun storming the facility once again. Just in from the WNBA. The league says Brittany Griner, the American basketball player who's been since February, will have her initials and jersey number 42 stenciled onto the courts of all 12 WNBA teams this season. It tips off on Friday. Looking for a job? The government's hiring. Here's CBS's Jim Krasula.
U.S. employers had about 11 million job openings last month, according to Jobs Site Recruiter. That figure remains well above pre-pandemic levels. Job openings reached 11.4 million in December, the highest on record dating to 2000, according to the U.S. Labor Department.
Dow down 41. This is CBS News.
Find your next great hire with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hi, I'm Diane Fong of the Bay Area Community Foundation, inviting you to support the work of Bay and Aranac nonprofits on Tuesday, May 3rd through. Brought to you by Leona Local 1098, Give Local Bay is a 24-hour online fundraiser to benefit nonprofits working every day to ensure our people are cared for and our community is vibrant. Make a gift on May 3rd and we will match it with $25,000. Show nonprofits you care by donating today at givelocalbay.org.
You know, every 3 seconds there is a new victim of identity theft. A criminal could be applying for loans in your name, information on the dark web, Now, protecting your identity can be very easy thanks to LifeLock by Norton. No one company can prevent all identity theft or monitor every transaction of every business, but LifeLock, it's simple and easy to protect yourself, and you'll save up to 25% off your first year when you go to lifelock.com or call 1-800 promo code Hannity.
Rob tried to manage his constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating day after day. After realizing it was irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, he found another way and finally said yes to adding Linzess.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 51 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Burchett. Old hotels and motels in Bay City could see new life after it moved it last night. City ordinance limits previously owned allowed former hotel or motel buildings to be turned into consignment shops, multi-tenant offices, medical complexes, educational facilities, and senior housing or daycare facilities, if specially approved, with a few other exceptions. With an approval to amend that ordinance, City Gerard says renovation projects like the one currently underway at the former Budget Inn on Washington Avenue can progress without worry.
Along with any other former hotels in the city, a developer is taking on a project that is a former hotel. He wants to convert that into studio apartment units. At the time when this ordinance was put into the circumstances, and as times change, you have to modify.
The move comes after a Bay City Planning Commission recommendation on April 20th. Several police departments were involved in a high-speed chase out of Lansing and through 4 counties yesterday. The chase began when police noticed 5 Chevy Camaros driving down I-96 at a high rate of speed. The vehicles were reported at 10 a.m. for the General Motors Lansing Grand River Assembly Plant. Attempting a traffic stop, the vehicles fled east and continued through Ingham, Livingston, and Oakland counties, eventually breaking off into 2 groups. One group crashed after police deployed stop strips, while the other group was eventually stopped near M53 and Grand River Road. 9 people were arrested. Saginaw. All the suspects were between 20 and 24 years old. No officers or suspects were injured. Starting tomorrow, Saginaw Transit Authority Regional Services will lift all mask requirements for riders and employees. STARS will continue to make masks available to any rider who wants one for their commutes and all employees who wish to wear one. Director Glenn Steffens says it looks like the right time for the step, and he hopes things will continue to move forward from here for the city. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Consider a move to Wellspring Senior Living Campus in Saginaw.
There's a huge amount of trust that's built in that process of deciding when you're going to sell your house. It's important when you walk into a place that you look around. Do the residents look happy? Are the staff interacting with them? How were you treated when you walked through the door? This is the next step to your journey. I want to give the right recommendation. I want to lead these people in the right direction. They've trusted me.
Schedule a tour today at wellspringlutheran.com.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. It's that time of year for y'all grizzly bears to come out of hibernating and get some good grub in those bellies. Well, lucky for you, we've spiced up the menu a bit with a couple of new items. From dangerously tasty spin dip to fries piled high with homemade chili and cheese. Taking comfort food to the next level. Again, now get your axe up to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch. Exit 212, I-75, where hunger goes to die.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. As the school year winds down, some districts are seeing an increase in COVID cases. State health officials are reporting 35 outbreaks involving K-12 schools. Most school outbreaks in recent months have involved less than 10 students and or staff. Last week, there were 4 outbreaks involving 11 or more individuals, including one in which 51 students were. Outbreaks were reported across 14 counties, including at Wayne, Washtenaw, Monroe, and Genesee. Michigan State University hosted a ribbon-cutting celebration on Monday for the grand opening of its new state-of-the-art facility for rare isotope beams, or FRIB. Here's John Hewitt with the story.
Construction of the FRIB facility began in the spring of 2014 and has been largely funded by the U.S. Department of Energy in addition to the state of Michigan and Michigan State University. With actual experiments set to begin next week, it will serve as the premier scientific facility for nuclear research and engineering in the world. Among those, U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow of Michigan, herself an MSU graduate.
We are going to see breakthroughs that we can't even imagine today, that will change our lives, our security, our health care.
The project itself cost $730 million, but comes close to $1 billion when operational funding is included.
A Michigan woman who was among the oldest living Americans has died at age 114. Irene Dunham died Sunday. Her son, Bruce Dunham, says that her mind was sharp, but her body just finally gave up. Gerontology Research Group had Dunham listed as the 10th oldest living person in the world and the third last week. She lived in Lansing before moving in 2020 to an assisted living center in DeWitt Township. WSGW News Time 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. We'll see periods of rain showers here for today with cloudy sky conditions and a high in the low 50s. Winds out of the northeast around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And for tonight, a chance for rain showers here early on, mostly cloudy and a low near 42. Sunny skies, high 56 degrees. And on Thursday, partial sunshine develops, a high around 64. Friday, mostly cloudy, high around 61 degrees. Then by Saturday, a chance for rain showers here late, partial sunshine develops, a high of 62. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 50.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online WSG.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. Nice to have you with us on this Tuesday morning in May. By goodness, it's what, May 3rd already? I do believe. Yep. And this is a big day for community support in several counties in our area, including Bay and Midland. And we're going to talk about that this morning because there is a program called Give Local. And we have a couple of guests with us this morning from the Bay Area Community Foundation. Its president and CEO. We say good morning to Diane Fong. Morning, Diane.
Good morning, Art. Good morning, Art. How are you?
We're doing well, thanks. And from the Midland Area Community Foundation, we say hello to Sharon Mortenson. Good morning, Sharon.
Well, good morning, Art. It's great to be with you today.
And good to have you with us. I think we've done this every year for the last several years.
Yes, we have.
This is a big day for the foundations, isn't it?
Yes, it definitely is. It's a one day, a 24-hour giving day to help to support nonprofits that have endowment funds, the foundation. So it's an exciting day.
And what makes it different from any other day that people can give to the foundation?
So today, both our organizations, both the Bay Area Community Foundation and the Midland Area Community Foundation, offer matching dollars. So folks who want to support their favorite nonprofits today get some extra leverage, some boost to their dollars when it gets matched by our funding as well.
So if someone's going to make a donation, are they making this donation to a general fund in the foundation, or are they specifically making it to the various nonprofits that need the funding? Diane?
Well, when they go on to the givelocalbay.org website or givelocalmidland.org website, they have the option to select from any of the participating nonprofits. I know in Bay County we have 49 nonprofits. Sharon, do you have over 70 in Midland?
Right, we have 72 nonprofits taking part.
Wow.
So you can pick your favorite. You can pick your favorite, or you can give to a general fund on ours called Give Local Incentives. So if you're a mom and you can't pick your favorite child, just give to the general incentive pool, and it'll be spread amongst all the nonprofits.
Okay. The reason I ask, where do the matching funds come from?
Well, the matching funds come from, in part, our community foundation put some dollars toward that. And then we also have donors that specifically give matching funds. So it's a way for them to, again, benefit all of them and help to incentivize giving. So we have both donor-advised fund holders and the community foundation that are part of donating to these matching funds.
Yeah, the reason I asked is, if I were to go onto either of your sites and just give to the general fund and it was matching dollars from the foundation, you're just moving it from one fund to another fund. Whereas if there's outside donors, that's additional money. And that's why I was asking that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So, so it definitely is outside donors as well contributing to this pool.
So when you go online, let's start in Bay County in the Bay Area Community Foundation. I click on the Give Local campaign. What am I going to see?
Yep. So when you click on Give Local Bay, you go to givelocalbay.org. It will bring you into the home page, and you will have the ability to select among. You can search for your favorite nonprofit, or you can see the full list of the 49 participating agencies. You can donate to one, you can donate to 10 of them, whatever you choose to do. And it'll walk you step by step through that process. It's a very easy way to give.
And in Midland?
Midland, very similar to what Diane's describing. Go to givelocalmidland.org, and same thing. You'll come to the home page. You can choose which of the 72 participating nonprofits you'd like to give to, and give to as many as you'd like. And one of the great things about this Give Local Day is it really does reach out to those that like to give electronically. It's a simple thing, and we see a lot of activity on people encouraging their friends, their colleagues, their neighbors, their families to give as well to organizations that they care about that serve the community.
How did the campaigns fare during COVID, during the pandemic?
Well, actually, I'll
go ahead, Sharon.
I'll start with Midland, and then we'll hear from Bay. So actually in 2020 and 2021, they were our biggest years ever. And I think what that reflected is we allowed the dollars that were raised that day to be immediately accessible to our nonprofits and their endowment funds, the matched dollar into the permanent portion of their funds. But it provided an opportunity for the donors at a time when they couldn't do traditional fundraising activities, when people were not really able to get out and about much. So we saw our biggest years in history in 2020, and then 2021 was our largest. And obviously we're hoping that 2022 is even bigger than that. But we actually saw people be so generous, just respond, wanting to help these organizations that serve our community.
How did this all get its start?
Go ahead, Sharon, you go, because you've been here since the beginning.
Yeah, so we started back in 2014. So goodness, a long time ago now as we look back. And we were made aware of this. There was an effort going on at that point, different communities around the country. And we thought, what a wonderful way to help build long-term sustainability for nonprofit organizations, because that foundations are all about for good, forever, and then for all. So this is a way to help build that long-term sustainability. So we started in 2014 as just one day a year that nonprofits are looking at sustainability for the future. And we've continued since then. And obviously during COVID, we made some changes to adapt to the times and the needs of our nonprofits.
Obviously, though, this day is very important for all these nonprofits, but you really need giving year round, don't you?
Yeah, so this is just one day to highlight the work that our nonprofit partners are doing every single day. Every single day, there's people that are hungry in our community. Every single day, there are women that need protection from violence. There are kids that need help reading. This is just one day where we try to ask the community to pay special attention to the organizations that are protecting the social fabric of our. So yes, please give generously every day, but today, take a minute of your day to support a cause. All of us, I think if we look at our lives, we have been touched by nonprofits, whether we realize it or not. If we've gone to the library, if we've been to a park, if we were in Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts, all of those organizations are nonprofits.
So by the end of the day, 24 hours from now, it's all over. How soon do these nonprofits actually get their money?
For us, it's a very quick turnaround time. So we basically make sure that those match dollars are properly credited. And then it's as simple as once that's done, I mean, within the week, nonprofits can say, okay, I'd like to take this much from my endowment fund of the dollars that were raised in that day. So it's a very quick turnaround.
Do all of the nonprofits have endowment funds and accounts with the foundations?
I would say not every single nonprofit does, but they should all consider it. It provides protection against things like COVID. When we have pandemics and we're not able to fundraise as normal, when you have an endowment fund, you have a steady source of revenue for operations, for capital expenses, for whatever you need to make your nonprofit successful. So if a nonprofit does not have an endowment fund or is not familiar with them, we encourage those organizations to reach out to their respective.
All right, hang on. I would come back for one more segment. We're talking to Diane Fong and Sharon Mortenson. Diane with the Bay Area Community Foundation and Sharon with the Midland Area Community Foundation. It's Give Local Day. More on that when we return.
So what's the most exciting part of playing Millions Cash Payout, the new instant game series from the Michigan Lottery?
It's the cash.
Maybe it's having 4 brand new tickets to play.
No, it's the cash.
Or maybe the tickets are from $2 to $20.
It's the cash.
And they have little stars on them.
I'm telling you, it's the cash.
Of course, with top prizes up to $2 million and over $155 million in total prizes, that part is pretty exciting too.
You think?
Play new Millions Cash Payout.
And put some cash play in your day.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Hey guys, that all men should take very seriously: your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenex is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenex, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenex, call now, 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of the John Deere 1025R compact tractor.
Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
And he lives up to the name as he uses his versatile tractor to make
the earth take the shape that I wanted to take.
And the Allens fire up their John Deere 3032E compact tractor to grow about 9 acres of flowers. Because the beauty of having land is deciding how to make it yours. There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open mixed and turned lower. The Fed is meeting today and
up by raising interest rates. Pfizer reported sales rose 77% in its recent quarter, helped by its COVID-19 vaccine and antiviral medication. Though it's lowering its forecast for the year because of research and development costs, Pfizer shares opened flat. Burger King's parent company, Restaurant Brands, is reporting an upbeat quarter helped by business at the burger chain. It also owns Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen, and Tim Hortons. Amazon says it's planning to create 2,500 corporate and tech jobs in California. It's expanding in Santa Monica, Irvine, and San Diego. And Tesla has scheduled its annual shareholder meeting for August in Austin. At your Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Are you questioning Joe Biden's handling of the economy? Soaring inflation, higher taxes, $30 trillion of debt, and wild congressional spending? If yes, you'll want this new economic guide, The Iceberg Economy, Surviving a Bloated Market and a Punch-Drunk Administration. Call Monetary Gold right now to get this free guide. It will help you protect your savings and preserve your retirement. Get this free guide by calling 866-443-4655. 866-443-4655.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
You know, every 3 seconds, there is a new victim of identity theft. A criminal could be applying for loans in your name, selling your personal information on the dark web. Your identity can be very easy thanks to LifeLock by Norton. No one company can prevent all identity theft or monitor every transaction of every business, but LifeLock, it's simple and easy to protect yourself, and you'll save up to 25% off your first year when you go to LifeLock.com or call 1-800-LifeLock. Just use the promo code Hannity.
Your happiest spring starts at Lowe's because SpringFest is on now. Find everything you need this season at a great low price like the Craftsman 20-volt string trimmer for just $99. And grab select Miracle-Gro Brilliant Blooms 2 for $10. Come into Lowe's today for the fun and savings of SpringFest. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Miracle-Gro offer in-store only. Plant size and selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last. About 4/28 through 5/4.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
WSW online poll, Elon Musk buying Twitter. It was a reported deal worth about $44 billion that under the new ownership of Elon Musk. He calls himself a free speech absolutist. He's expressed concerns that Twitter has strayed from its free speech roots. He actually sent a tweet saying, "I hope that even my worst critics will remain on Twitter because this is what free speech is all about." Some supporters are ready to welcome changes. Some are saying that he might relax some limitations and thereby causing an infestation of spams and scams and could render the platform maybe impossible. Think you might do now that Elon Musk has purchased Twitter? Will you keep using it, figuring there's not going to be much differences? You're going to stay right now, but prepare to leave if Elon Musk does make some major changes. Are you going to leave right now? Or you don't use Twitter in the first place, so it really doesn't matter. You can head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the online poll box, and vote that way.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, talking to Diane Fong. She's president and CEO of the Bay Area Community Foundation, and from the Midland Community Foundation, its leader, we have Sharon Mortenson with us this morning. So let me ask both of you, I mean, from my days on nonprofit boards with endowments, if I remember right, endowments were pretty restrictive in how they could be used. Is there any difference in the endowments held by the community foundations?
Well, I mean, endowment funds are meant to have a percent year to be spent by that nonprofit, and where we continue to invest and it builds long-term sustainability. The thing I'll say about Give Local is, since the pandemic in 2020, the dollars raised during Give Local from the public, those dollars are immediately accessible to nonprofits in their endowment funds. Our match dollars go into the permanent portion of the fund to help build that value, but the dollars raised today are all immediately available to the nonprofits if they choose to use them right now.
So it's a double win, actually. You get immediate cash and you get endowed cash.
That is correct. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the community foundation concept for a little bit. Gee, and I know you both want to do that. So talk about community foundations, their history, and why they're necessary.
Sure. Well, I can start, and then certainly Diane, I know you'll have a lot of great things to add as well. Concept developed a little over 100 years ago, and up to that point, foundations had really been for wealthy individuals or corporations where they could set up foundations and engage in philanthropy and help to transform things that they were passionate about. But the community foundation concept was born so that everyday people could put their dollars together, invest, and help to transform those areas where they live. So it's really the everyday person's foundation where they get to help make decisions about how those dollars are invested, the kinds of things that are important in our community. And it also provides a venue for any donor to set up a charitable fund to benefit that community in some way. And I'll let Diane take it from here.
Yeah, and I would say what is unique about community foundations is, Sharon mentioned the phrase earlier, for good, forever, for all. And the thing about forever, our organization, after the three of us on this call are long gone, and future generations are going to face issues that we can't even conceive of. The pandemic was something that I don't think any of us thought about. So when you have a community foundation, it provides the board and the volunteers of that generation to respond to what the current community challenges are. So it doesn't lock money down for a cure for polio or for a cure for COVID-19 when a generation from now, I am confident COVID-19 will be cured.
Did the pandemic change the foundations at all?
I think what the pandemic did is it highlighted our ability to adapt on the fly and to channel resources where the needs were the greatest. I don't think anyone can argue that the pandemic did not affect them, but there were organizations and institutions that really showed their grit, like our small business owners and our nonprofits. And they shone throughout the pandemic.
I know that, not only do foundations, have like Give Locals where you're helping out the nonprofits, you also have within your control charitable trusts and things of that nature. Are you the arbiters of who gets awards for those trusts, or do the individual trusts do that?
When individuals give us resources, we look to see what the donor would like those used for. So we generally have an agreement for any dollars that come our direction, any fund that we set up, we have an agreement that defines how that's used. And that's based upon what the donor wanted that used for. So if we receive money, let's say from someone's trust after they pass away, we look to see what did they want those dollars used for. And let's say if it's for benefiting children who have been abused, then that is what those funds will be used for. So we look to the donors who donate those funds, and we follow their wishes in terms of the way in which we deploy those resources.
You send out the RFPs, people apply to you then for those various resources?
Right, depending, will say specifically how they're to be used, and then we follow that. But yes, if they're left for general things like a general field of interest, then organizations would apply to be able to receive grants from those funds.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the foundations operate under state law, don't you? It was created by the state law?
We are federal law. Sorry, go ahead, Sharon.
No, go ahead, Diane.
Yeah, we are recognized 501c3 organizations through the IRS. So, yes, we are registered at the state level, but we are also recognized at the federal level.
And in fact, correct me if I'm wrong, but some nonprofits that are fairly young nonprofits, maybe don't have 501c3 status yet, can come to the foundation and be, if you will, covered under your 501c3. Is that correct?
That's when we might incubate nonprofits.
Explain
so as
that.
groups are, go ahead, Sharon.
I was going to say, I know of several nonprofits that, as Diane said, kind of incubated with us and then are now nonprofits in our community doing great service. And Little Forks Conservancy was one of those that started as kind of a fund with us, and then they grew. The Children's Grief Center that serves the Great Lakes Bay region is another example, and I know there are many examples. Those are two just that come immediately to mind. So often we do assist organizations, and sometimes someone may come to us and say, hey, I've got this idea. And then because of our knowledge of the nonprofit sector, we may say, you might want to talk to another nonprofit that's working in that same space and see how you can work and amplify what they do already. So we also serve as a connector to those that have passion and connect them with organizations working in that space.
All right, so let's end by reminding everybody about the Give Local campaign today. Diane, let's talk about Bay and where people can go to donate.
Yep, so they can go online and donate at givelocalbay.org. They can also call our office and make a donation over the phone if they don't have access to internet. And that phone number is 989-893-4438. Celebrate happy hour with us. We have 7 local organizations that have designated a drink, Give Local Bay Beverage of the Day. We're calling it Sip Sip Hooray. If you go to our Facebook page, you can see what businesses those are. Maybe get a Long Island iced tea at Mulligan's Pub or a brew at Tri-City Brewing Company. And a portion of all of those proceeds will go back to support Bay County nonprofits and Aranac County nonprofits.
Sharon?
Okay, and go to givelocalmidland.org to donate online. You can also call our offices at 989-839-9661 or stop by our offices at 76 Ashman Circle. And we're encouraging people to stop by our office 3 p.m. so we can make sure that those are properly noted. We don't have quite the same fun thing that Diane does, but we're going to have to borrow that idea for next year.
Come have a drink with me, Sharon.
Yeah, I can see all the Midland people donating to Bay right now because. Well, listen, both of you, we wish you well in the campaign, and let's hope for bigger and better things. Thanks.
Thank you, Art.
Thank you, Art.
Take care now. Bye-bye. Diane Fong from Bay and Sharon Mortensen from Midland, the community foundations. It's Give Local Day. And we'll take a break and be back with open phones for the remainder of the hour. If you want to talk about the leaked Supreme Court document on Roe v. Wade, that's fine. Otherwise, anything this hour. And let me ask how your sleep was last night, because, you know, in this crazy world we live in now, we're asked to do more for less, and we're expected to spend a third of a life in bed. 8 hours a day equals about a third of your life. And when you do that, you really need quality sleep. And you can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, with all the so-called sleep stores, you can visit them, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent, and they stay right here in our local economy. You know, your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And by the way, they feature 1 hour delivery window of your mattress to your home. Now, if you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you, something the box stores can't do. Visit them today. Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom. Serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Or you can visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call them at 989-753-1757. Sanitary Mattress.
For almost 20 years, Linex has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Linex have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty, no yearly touch-ups required.
And because the rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Linex is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
I have sleep apnea, and I used to struggle with CPAP. Until recently, I hadn't had a good night's sleep since 2005. Do you remember 2005? We used cell phones like actual phones, and everyone wanted life hacks. Here's a life hack for anyone who struggles with CPAP. Get Inspire. It's a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body to give you comfortable rest. Or at inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states and MLS consumer access. Over 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
The WSGW Morning.
Very important update from Pat Johnston, who experienced over the weekend. What was it like, Pat Johnston? Tell us what you did.
I mowed for the very first time with an electric mower. It worked very well. In fact, my neighbor came over and he said, I didn't know what you were doing at first because I could hardly hear anything. He said, yeah, that's very quiet. Yep.
Interchangeable battery?
Yep. Just throw the battery right in. And
you get a spare battery and you can swap them. And
I think I might do that. I really do.
Then you could do the neighbor's one.
He'll want me to, yeah.
For a price.
I never thought about that, though. The noise level was a big difference.
Yeah. In fact, my wife said, wow, so what, you can hear me now? I said, oh, man. That was always a great excuse. You know, no, I can't hear you. No.
I was going to mow the lawn and I saw the price of gas. I said, forget that.
Well, there you go.
no, listen, I have the answer. Borrow Pat's electric mower.
There you go.
Everybody take a number.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. From the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW. Open phones for the remainder of the hour. If you missed the first hour, we were talking about the leak from the Supreme Court, a rarity in the history of the court. It's hard to think of a time when a drafted decision has been leaked out. Now, understand this decision written by Justice Alito, which would tend to lead one to believe that Roe v. Wade is going to be overturned, is not final. It's a draft. Justices have been known to change their mind, although in this particular case, I don't think they will, given the nature of the court. The only one that's hanging in the balance is Justice Roberts, who is a swing vote, could go either way, but won't affect the outcome. Because if we are to believe what this document shows, it's a 5-3 split. So even if Justice Roberts went with the minority, it would only be 5-4, and still Roe v. Wade would be gone. The thing about it is, who did the leak? Why was it leaked? And any answer right now is speculation, but you can bet that there will be an investigation inside the court, unless they all got together and said, gee, let's leak this document, which I doubt very much, since in the history of the court that's never happened. What would be the purpose of it? You know, some have speculated, well, they throw out the trial balloon to see the public reaction and all of that stuff. The court doesn't usually operate that way. They really don't care about the public reaction. They base their decisions on what they see as legal precedent in the Constitution, and go from there. It will be interesting to see if there is an investigation and if they can really find out who leaked it. Was it a justice? Not likely. Was it an aide? Were they doing it at the behest of a justice? Who knows? But it's out. And what it says basically, and let me see if I can find some of the verbiage that was used here. Let's see. The arguments. Let me take a look here and read this. All right, here's what this is it. It says, according to Justice Alito, who wrote the draft, quote, "We hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled. It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives," unquote. What the draft goes on to say is that the Constitution is silent about abortion and that nothing in its text or structure supports a right to abortion. Roe, the draft continues, is so egregiously wrong that it does not deserve to be retained as a precedent. The proper approach is to return the question to the states. So that is some of the language that was in the draft written by Justice Alito. It will be interesting to see when the final results are published. In other words, when the final ruling is released, how close this draft was to the actual document, or if there are changes. Time will tell. But it does appear that Roe v. Wade is dead and that the states will again receive the rights to decide on the abortion issue. This, of course, brought about by the Mississippi case, a very restrictive law that was taken before the court. I will take a break and come back. Again, lines are open for you for this or anything else for the next 15 minutes or so. Give us a call, 989-752-6111.
Annette Glenn believes defunding police is radical and dangerous. Michigan's murder rate, 14th highest in the nation. Violent crime, above the national average. Annette Glenn backed more funding for police to keep us safe. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
Introducing Venture X, Capital One's new travel card.
Where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You know, every 3 seconds, there is a new victim of identity theft. A criminal could be applying for loans in your name, selling your personal information on the dark web. Your identity can be very easy thanks to LifeLock by Norton. No one company can prevent all identity theft or monitor every transaction of every business, but LifeLock, it's simple and easy to protect yourself, and you'll save up to 25% off your first year when you go to LifeLock.com or call 1-800-LifeLock. Just use the promo code Hannity.
Here's the deal. I've had constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating for years. I've tried a lot of laxatives and fiber supplements, but my symptoms keep coming back.
Called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by App.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief. Please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the midden.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
Join us Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
Your home for Detroit Tigers baseball is WSGW.
Fly ball deep to center field. On the run, it's Celestino, and that ball is gone. A home run! Straight away center. Javi Baez drills a line drive. 3-run shot. The Tigers take the lead.
Tigers baseball, brought to you in part by
A+ Plumbing in Midland.
Your local auto owners agents, including Rummel Agency, Mayan Agency,
Buck Insurance Agency.
The Tigers play on WS.
Okay, back with you on the Art Lewis Show and to our phones. Greg is in Gladwin. Greg, good morning to you. Greg, are you there? Whoop, Greg disappeared. How about Joe in Saginaw then? Joe, good morning. Morning, Joe.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
What I would like to ask is, why is it that our Justice Department holds women responsible for the children that are born? And, you know, we have the DNA availability to determine the parentage of any, but it seems like the single mothers are required to work, often at minimum wage jobs, to raise the children, to get them to school and look after them and so forth. And unless these women are hermaphrodites, I wonder why there's no responsibility for the paternal parent of these children.
Well, I'll tell you what, you that just touched on a really, in my view, important topic, because in my view, if you play, you pay, and the parent should be held responsible. We do have the technology to figure out, you know, which man was responsible through DNA testing. And I do believe that we should hold them accountable. I don't think it should all fall in the back of the woman. But do remember this, except in the case of, you know, forcible sex rape, it takes two to play. Both are responsible.
That's right.
Both are responsible.
I have to agree. It takes two to play. So why are we only holding one responsible?
I don't disagree with you. I absolutely agree.
How many guys at the end of a party, you know, get together, even if the woman is willing, says, no, I don't want to be responsible for children, so I'll skip this.
Yeah, exactly. No, I understand exactly what you're saying, Joe, and I agree there should be responsibility. I think that's the answer, actually. I really do. I think if it happens enough times, maybe they'll get the idea that it's not a good idea to play, you know. I just I totally agree with you.
Well, it's happening a lot nowadays, so I think our Justice Department needs to, make some effort to even things out.
Well, and it's not just it's not just this Justice Department. It's been Justice Departments historically.
I know it's been historic.
So that's the problem. It's been historic, The groundwork's been laid.
Right.
All right. Good enough, my friend. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. And I hear tell Greg is back on the line. Greg, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I just have a couple points to throw out there. What are the two groups in the world want to control women's bodies? Isn't that the Taliban and the ISIS? And another thing, if the government's going to start telling women they can't have abortion, they're making these women have the baby. So shouldn't the government have to pay to raise that baby?
Well, it's not the issue though. The issue is the law versus the Constitution. That's the issue, and that should be the issue in this country. Is it constitutional?
Yeah, but there's a lot of laws made without being in the Constitution.
Only because they're not challenged. When they're challenged, then the court has to decide. That's the point. Is it constitutional or is it not constitutional? I'm sorry, say it again.
But if the Republican people in these other states going to make the woman have a baby, they're going to force her to have that child. That means that government should pay for that child.
Why not go after the father?
Go after all of them.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
The mother and the government
takes two to play.
Them to have this baby.
Well, so what you're doing then is incentivizing it to happen. Government will pay for it, so go ahead and do whatever you want. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying if the government is making those women,
they're not making them. Nobody is making that woman hop in bed.
Oh no, but
the government isn't doing that.
She can't have an abortion, so the government is telling her she has to have that child.
No, the government's telling her to stay out of bed.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's raped. What if she's raped?
That's a whole different story. That's a whole different story because, as I said earlier, you probably missed the last hour, but when I offered up my opinion, I don't believe in abortion as contraceptive, but I do make exception in the case of rape, incest, and the life of the mother.
Yes, but if you look at these laws being passed in these other states, that is not the way it's read. Under any situation,
I understand that, but what the court is saying is that the states will have the right to set the laws. And I think in many states you will find that they will move to a position where the life of the mother is protected.
I don't see a lot of these Republican states doing that.
Well, so the Democrat states will just be a free-for-all? Is that what you're saying?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, go out, have sex, have kids, and then just abort them. No big deal.
Democrats aren't telling people to have an abortion. Most Democrats do not want people to have abortion.
In the same way that most Republican states aren't. In the same way that most Republican states are not telling
a woman's body.
In the same way that Republicans are not telling women to go out and have babies. It's the same thing.
No, but they're forcing them if they
They're
do
not
get raped
forcing them.
or do get pregnant, because a lot of teenagers do get messed up. You know, when you're a teenager, things don't happen the way it should happen.
Yep. All right, but we're going to have to end there because we have to agree to disagree because I have to take a break and I'm almost out of time. But Craig, we'll talk more about this again. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. And we'll be back. You too. We'll be back to close out.
Hello.
Proud to announce they are the Innovative District of the Year in 2022. This vibrant school community offers engagement in extracurricular activities from sports, drama, fine arts, robotics, and more. Hemlock Public Schools is a leader in innovation, collaboration, and education with programs from the cradle to early middle college. Call us today at 989-642-5282. That's 642-5282 or hemlockps.com. Hemlock Public Schools, excellence today.
Introducing Venture X, Capital One's new travel card for people always asking,
Where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for
Parent, you know kids are amazing and expensive, but with Fabric, protecting your family with term life insurance is surprisingly affordable with a personalized policy for your family starting at less than $1 a day. It's quick, easy, all online, and you could be approved instantly. Plus, no risk, cancel anytime. Secure your family's financial future today at meetfabric.com/future. That's MEET fabric.com/future. Fabric Insurance Agency policies issued by Vantis Life, not available in New York and Montana. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
News coverage.
This department has been executing a comprehensive strategy to secure our borders.
The chaos on our southern border is by design.
If people would stop with the misinformation and disinformation, we could have legitimate discussions.
News.
Some are predicting there may be a recession in 2023. Ever since you've come into office, things are really looking up. Gas is up, rent is up, food is up.
News coverage.
The Detroit Lions select Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end, Michigan.
On WSGW.
That'll do it for this edition of the Art Lewis Show. We thank you for joining us. Focus is next.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. Sharp reaction on the reported draft opinion from the U.S. Supreme Court that Wade decision that legalized abortion. It was obtained by Politico and has not been confirmed by the court. In a written statement, President Biden says the court should not go that route, and voters will have to, quote, defend the fundamental right to an abortion. CBS's Jan Crawford on what happens if Roe is overturned.
Each state will get to decide whether they want to restrict, ban, or allow abortion. It will change the landscape and leave those decisions to the elected officials in those particular states, and they have been preparing for it. I don't think the ruling itself is a surprise, but still seeing that draft, I think, did catch a lot of people by surprise.
8 states have already moved this year to protect abortion rights, but legal historian Mary Ziegler says any Supreme Court move.
In somewhere between 20 and 25 states, we would expect to see abortion access be eliminated altogether. This is not a situation where states are going to stop at 15 weeks. For the most part, they're going to ban all abortions and maybe a variety of other things they may label abortions, which could affect access to things like certain contraceptives.
Minnesota Democrat Amy Klobuchar on CBS Mornings says if it all plays out, Congress could act.
We can actually put Roe v. Wade into law. We have many, many votes, of course, on the Democratic side for that. We do have a few, and let me emphasize few, pro-choice Republicans.
Leaks from the high court have happened before. A legal scholar, Jessica Lett, happened here. An effort will be made to determine the source.
We actually have a very small group of potential suspects here. I think it's one of the 9 justices or one of the 36 law clerks who would have their hands on this draft opinion and be able to Xerox it and provide it to a member of the press.
Well, it's primary day today in Ohio. CBS's Robert Costa in Columbus reports one battle is being closely watched.
The Senate Republican primary race, it's still a toss-up. Whatever happens here tonight will reveal a lot about where both parties stand ahead of this November's midterm elections.
U.S. official NBA star Brittany Griner is being wrongfully detained in Russia. That signals the Biden administration will aggressively work to secure her release as the legal case plays out. Federal Reserve policy meeting opened up today, first step in what could be the next interest rate hike designed to tame inflation. Right now on Wall Street, the Dow is up 28 points. The NASDAQ is down 24. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. It's that time of year for y'all grizzly bears to come out of hibernating and get some good grub in those bellies. Well, lucky for you, we've spiced up the menu a bit with a couple of new items. From dangerously tasty spin dip to fries piled high with homemade. You might say we've taken comfort food to the next level. Again, now get your axe up to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch. Exit 212, I-75, where hunger goes to die.
Introducing Venture X, Capital One's new travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling. Payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-959. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies, light rain, and 51 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Kirchhoff. Residents of a few local communities will be going to the polls today. Voters will decide on a pair of school district proposals that impact a number of townships in Saginaw and Midland counties. The Gratiot-Isabella Regional Education Service District is asking for a millage renewal and proposal on the ballot. In Midland County, Lee Township voters will decide whether to recall two officials, Supervisor Christy Gustafson and Trustee Darla Rippey, over a contract for curbside solid waste pickup. They'll also vote on potential replacements for both officials. Lee Township resident Doug Kruger, who circulated recall petitions, is on the ballot to replace Gustafson as supervisor. Mark List is running to replace Rippey as trustee. A Friday house fire in Midland sent fire crews were called to the 100 block of Hunter's Ridge around 6:10 p.m. Officials say the fire was in the basement, making it difficult to get to. A resident of the home suffered smoke inhalation. One firefighter suffered an injury, while another was treated for dehydration. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The Genesee County Clerk finds himself in even more legal trouble after a citizens group filed a lawsuit against him. John Cleason is being sued by citizens achieving recall or cards for improperly counting ballot signatures in a recall petition against Davison School Board member Matt Smith. Smith, accused of making a threatening phone call to the Houghton County Clerk, pleaded guilty last fall to malicious use of telecommunications services and is currently on probation. The group claims 150 to 200 signatures on the recall petition should not have been thrown out. They're seeking a judicial review of the count and to put the recall on the November ballots. In a separate case, Gleason is also accused of witness bribing, intimidating, or interfering, plus willful neglect of duty. The charges follow a 2-year investigation in the county prosecutor's office. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
M&R Garage Door wants to invite everyone who missed them at the Midland Home and Garden Show to stop by their showroom to see what's new with garage doors. They want to remind you that home experts agree that replacing your old garage door with an M&R door can instantly transform the look and curb appeal of your home more than any other exterior improvement. They can professionally install your garage door and opener. M&R has trained staff to stand behind and warranty their work. Call 894-0971. That's 894-0971. M&R Garage Door. Service is their specialty.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. In your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar. Whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners, it's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Royal candidate Kevin Rinke says his proposal to eliminate Michigan's personal income tax would help residents and sets him apart in a 10-person primary field. Rinke launched a 10-day bus tour with a stop at Lansing's Fleetwood Diner on Monday. He says ending the 4.25% tax would position the state for growth with other states without an income tax, like Texas and Florida. Michigan's individual income tax generated $11.7 billion last fiscal year and accounts for 30% tax revenue. Democrats say Rinke's vision would leave Michigan with less money for law enforcement, schools, and roads. We may be just a day away from another interest rate hike. The Federal Reserve will be firming up its decision on interest rates starting today. Here's business editor Murray Feldman.
It's the regularly scheduled two-day meeting of the Federal Reserve Open Market Committee. Their job is to figure out how to calm down our soaring inflation rate. It's at its highest level in 40 years. During the March meeting, the Fed hiked short-term interest rates by 0.25%. See them hike rates 0.5% tomorrow. The theory is higher rates make it harder to borrow money, and that should slow down spending, and that could slow down inflation. Consumers will notice higher rates on credit cards, adjustable rate mortgages, and any loan that is tied to the prime lending rate.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. We'll see periods of rain showers here for today with cloudy sky conditions and a high in the low 50s. Winds out of the northeast around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And for tonight, a chance for rain showers here early on, mostly cloudy and a low near 42. By Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, high 56 degrees. And on Thursday, partial sunshine develops, a high around 64. Friday, mostly cloudy, high around 61 degrees. Then by Saturday, a chance for rain showers here late, partial sunshine develops, a high of 62. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 50.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis. We were supposed to be talking to Paul Gluntz today about Emagine Theaters, which is a Midland-based theater chain of 17 upscale theaters, and what's going to be happening at them, but we have not heard from him yet. So if he gives us a shout in the next 15 minutes or so, we'll be happy to chat with him and see what's happening. In the meantime, what we'll do is take a look at Rocket Grab Plus and see what might be lurking in the Rocket Grab Plus store, because it's always an interesting place to be. And if you haven't signed up for Rocket Grab deals, do so at rocketgrabplus.com. plus.com, the plus spelled out PLUS. And it doesn't cost you anything. And it every week you will receive notices of the deals, and you can save at least 50% on them. But it's up to you to buy them or not buy them. So let me give you an example of some of those deals right now. Here is the current deal. 1 hour of axe throwing for a group of 4, or 1 hour for a group of 4 for video archery at Daylight Outfitter in Midland, Michigan. This is an $80 coupon for $40. $80 for $40. Daylight Outfitters is a local archery pro shop and axe throwing venue, which has become very, very popular. And they opened its doors in September of 2020 as a small shop and constantly trying to get a more diversified product. They have a knowledgeable staff and products. You can stop in and visit them. Again, it is 1 hour of axe throwing for a group of 4, 10 and up, or 1 hour for a group of 4 for video archery at Daylight Outfitters in Midland. And again, you save 50%. Let's see what else we have. Here is a $30 gift certificate for Vino Wine Warehouse Spring Festival. Now, this is a $30 gift certificate for only $15, and the Vino Wine Warehouse is located in the heart of the Bay City Midland Street Entertainment District in the Tri-Cities' most unique dining, drinking, and shopping destination, which features over 1,000 retail wine items. They also have 16 draft craft beers, a full liquor selection, and a unique modern menu featuring a large amount of appetizer items at Bay City prices. Again, it's a $30 certificate, yours for only $15 at rocketgrabplus.com. Just gives you an example of how you save half. Here's another one. 2 4-packs of breakfast brats at JB's Market in Munger. $10 value, it's only $5 for 2 4-packs of breakfast brats. Here is a $40 gift certificate for $20 to Style Encore. And if you're not familiar with Style Encore, they buy and sell gently used women's casual and business clothing, shoes, handbags, and accessories. They have all the hottest name brands, and they sell it at up to 90% off the regular list price. So you get a $40 gift certificate for only $20 to Style Encore. That is a great deal. We'll take a break and we will return with more on Focus.
Diane Fong of the Bay Area Community Foundation inviting you to support the work of Bay and Aranac nonprofits on Tuesday, May 3rd through Give Local Bay. Brought to you by Lyona Local 1098, Give Local Bay is a 24-hour online fundraiser to benefit nonprofits working every day to ensure our people are cared for and our community is vibrant. Make a gift on May 3rd and we will match it with $25,000. Show nonprofits you care by donating today at givelocalbay.org.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Do you know what people see when they Google you?
Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $249, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Now, a WSGW Morning Team Show memorable moment.
President's Day, Hail to the Chief, the recognized presidential song, if you will. You know, the introductory when the president comes into the room. Did you know the words? The official words to Hail to the Chief, just so you know. Hail to the Chief, we have chosen for the nation. Hail to the Chief, we salute him one and all. Hail to the Chief as we pledge cooperation. Sorry. In proud fulfillment of a great and noble call. Yours is the aim to make this grand country grander. This you will do. That's our strong, firm belief. Hail to the one we select as commander. Hail to the president. Hail that cooperation.
Oh, that's great.
Cooperation is always pledged, is it not? I mean, generally you always hear, well, got to work together, got to be together.
Yep, as long as you do it my way.
Now, whatever happens after the pledge happens, that's another story.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Has this ever happened to you? Your significant other says, we've got to redo the kitchen, and you break out into a cold sweat?
Well, don't worry. It's a common condition, something we call needless remodeling anxiety. And we've got the cure. Heck, we are the cure. Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti. Whether you do it yourself or direct it yourself, we can help you keep your project on track and on budget.
So join us this weekend for the Money Pit Home Improvement Radio Show.
The Money Pit, Saturday mornings at 9 on WSGW.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studio. The premier kitchen and bath gallery, showroom, and design center in Midland.
Hi, we're back with you here on Focus. We're looking at Rocket Grab Plus today, some of the great things available. Here's a fun one. This is $21 for an adventure at Frankenmuth Aerial Park for one person. It's a $42 value. Frankenmuth Aerial Park, of course, is the park that has various courses through the trees that include climbing and zip lines and all of those wonderful things. This is a 2-hour session at Frankenmuth Aerial Park, $42 value. Yours for only $21. Here's another good one, too. This is from Applied Training Solutions. This is a 4-person private 60-minute firearm virtual training event. And 4 people will get this firearms training event taught by certified instructors to teach you what you need to know for safe firearm handling. Applied Training Solutions, Midwest Premier Firearm Simulator Training Center. And not only can you learn how to safely handle a firearm, they also offer CPL training for concealed pistol licenses. Again, ATS, it's a $100 value for $50. That's all you pay for that entire program. Here is a membership. This is a 1-year membership. And this is a 1-year membership to what's called 120 Fitness down on Hamilton Street in Saginaw. The entire year, it's a $318 value for $159. Now, if you don't want to spend that much and have an entire year's membership, you can try it out. There's a monthly membership. You can buy 1 month, which is a $32 value for $16 at 120 Fitness, located at 118 South Hamilton. And they offer top-of-the-line Vision Fitness and Landis cardio equipment, body solid dumbbells, a variety of strength training equipment, on-site personal trainer, fitness classes, lockers, and changing rooms. Again, you can try it out for a month, $16 for a $32 monthly membership, or $159 for the entire year at 120 Fitness. Here's a Salon Blue cut and brow wax. The haircut and brow wax is normally $63. How about $31.50 for the certificate? Half price. And here's another half price. $50 for a party of 4 at Uplift, including 2 adult and 2 youth tie-dyeing sessions at Uplift Creative Centers in Midland or Bay City. It is a $100 value. Again, it is yours for only $50. Half price. Those are some of the items you will find at rocketgrabplus.com. Again, you go to rocketgrabplus.com, spell out the word PLUS. Sign up. It costs you absolutely nothing to register. And you don't have to buy anything if you don't want. Every week you'll be notified of the Rocket Grab deals, and you decide whether it's something you want or don't want. Some of them, though, I will tell you right off the bat. When you see restaurant certificates, for example, you'll be glad you got advance notice because they sell out quickly. And if you want one, you better hurry. So the best way to find out about it is to sign up at rocketgrabplus.com. That'll do it for Focus today. We'll be back to close out and move on to the Farm Show after these notes. And by the way, Focus is brought to you by the good folks at Roof Max.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun